Hi everybody and welcome back to Dragon Eye Creations. If you're new here, my name is Laurel and I love to create. And of course, one of my favorite things to create is gnomes. And I cannot believe it has been 1 year since I posted my first gnome tutorial. So I thought it would be a great chance to have a little fun today. We're going to do things a little different. And I'm just going to go over some of the gnomes I have made throughout the year. I didn't get pictures of all of them, of course, but I'm going to show you guys as many as I can and try not to take up too much of your time. But we're going to go over some of the ones that we have done tutorials for, and I'm going to show you some that we did not do tutorials for. So let's get started right now. We're going to have some fun and look at a lot of gnomes. Okay, it all started with the pothead gnomes. These were the first gnomes I ever made. I put eyes on them. I'm not sure. I'd never done eyes since. I don't know why I did then. But they were so cute. I really did love these guys. And then from there, we started experimenting with sock gnomes. All types of sock gnomes. I made a dragon sock gnome. Kind of looks like a gorilla, but he was a dragon. And then my first gnome that was not sock, but actually made from scratch was my anti-bully gnome. I really love this gnome. I made just a cone out of fabric and stuffed it. And I love that he had a great message to share. This was one of my favorite gnomes I ever made. I love my anti-bully gnome. And we made a bee gnome. This one I had some fun with, and I used paper mache on a balloon to make his beehive. And he was so cute. And then we had some fun with some summery ones, and I made a ice cream gnome. I made a unicorn gnome. This little guy was roasting some wieners on a stick made from polymer clay. Oh, our skiing gnome, I really liked him. He was a lot of fun as well. This was my very first standing gnome. He did not stand straight for long, but he stood. And this was my mother of dragons. She was also another one that didn't stand well. Oh, my kitty gnome. This guy did not go well. His nose just made him look really creepy. Steampunk guy. This was the one who started off my love of top hats. I loved my steampunk guy. He was one of my favorite all-time gnomes. And then from him I made my cookie gnome. He looked like a boss. I loved him too. He was pretty cute. The top hats just set it all off for me. So that's when I made the top hat tutorial for you guys. And I really broke down how to make just the top hats themselves because they just add so much fun. I love top hats. As you guys know, if you've been watching, you know I love me a good top hat. But from there I started and I broke down the rest, and I did bodies and legs, and we did some boots, and then we did coats, arms, and beards. And then we even did a video just on hands and noses, because as you know, I do my hands and noses a little different. I like to use polymer clay for my hands and noses. Just gives them a little extra character and a little more fun with some of the top hats, just to show you can use just one hat. Or this is the tall hats we used for this leprechaun guy. He was really cute. I liked him too. And then, of course, we have some fun with bunnies. I love their big fluffy ears on the bunny gnomes. They are so fun to make. It can be a little tricky, especially if you're using hot glue. And I get asked all the time, how do you not burn yourself? And I do, let me tell you, it's hot. Yep, oh, see, this was just proof. I do burn myself, guys. And then we did our Mother's Day gnomes. These are so sweet. What mom wouldn't love to get a special little gnome that is specially handmade by you? And then I did some spring gnomes. This little guy hung on the wall. And then we had a hiker gnome. I really liked him too. He was really sweet. And then I did a green thumb gnome. She was cute with her big floppy hat. Some graduation gnomes that I was asked to make. I struggled with these ones. I have to perfect my graduation gnomes. The best gnomies. This was a tutorial I did for you guys, and I was so excited because all you needed to do was if you could make circles, you could make coats and hats with this one. And it was kind of fun. It just gave it another different way of doing things, which is always fun. And then we made a little sign for their best gnomies out of polymer clay once again. I made this guy. He was for the 75th, the Queen's 75th. And then we have our Sleepy Time gnome. This gnome I made out of a baby onesie. My cow gnome. I did show you guys this one as well. I liked how you could make a cowboy hat so easily just out of a Pringles container. It was pretty simple to do, and this guy was so cute when he was done. I love the cowboy hats. And now this is my wizard gnomes. I make wizard gnomes a lot. I haven't shown you guys a lot of them, but I have made so many wizard gnomes. Here's a few of them. This little guy was so cute, the little flame wizard. And then this one was way different. He was my nature wizard. He was all things nature. And this guy kind of was a nature wizard as well. Not quite as much so, but a little bit. And then we did some tag-along gnomes. These were pretty fun too. By just poking your wire straight through your pool noodle, you know your arms are going to be really sturdy. They're not coming off, so you can wrap them around. They're great for kids as well, these ones. And we did some magnets for Canada Day. And from there I did make a lot of magnets this year. There were a lot of magnets made. We did some sleeping little babies with their little bums poking out. Those are so sweet. I love my little cheeky gnome babies. These ones will always be some favorites for me. We did some beach party gnomes. These ones were such a challenge for me. Like, I really love working with polymer clay, but I am by no means a pro with it. So this definitely took me a lot of time trying to get the arms and legs just right. But they looked really cool when they were done. All ready to just chill for the summer. We made a light up mushroom gnome. This one was so simple to make, but so sweet. Just easy peasy. I love that one. Oh, and our very first large gnome. He was so sweet. I have learned some things since him that we have changed. We'll do another large gnome soon. And then we did a Hear No Evil, See No Evil, and Speak No Evil. Those guys were pretty sweet. The chef gnome. This was one of my favorites as well. I really liked the chef. I did do a couple variations, one with cupcakes. He was really cute too. We did some wreaths and things to hang on the wall. So a gnome wreath. Y'all gonna make me lose my rind sign. And the one I made while camping, our little gnome on a cloud. These were also, I love the hanging ones. And again, one of my favorite, I have a lot of favorites apparently. This was our sunflower gnome, and I loved him because it was my first one that I made that was really like super sturdy. I was so proud of how sturdy he was by just filling those little M&M containers with some sand and into the cup, and oh, he was awesome. I love that one. And again, some keychains. This is another thing that I made a lot of this year. A lot of keychains went out. And we made a skunk in a flower pot. We made a pretty girl gnome. Girls I don't make as often. I find them challenging, so that was nice to make. We made some really fun hand puppets. I love those. Okay, Witch Doctor. This guy was definitely one of my favorites. I know I keep saying that, but I loved my Witch Doctor gnome. He had so much detail to him. There was a lot. We had to make bones for his hat, and we had to make skulls for his hat, and for the top of his staff or his stick, whatever. I think I couldn't remember to call it then either. But there was a lot to him with all the little feathers added, but it just made him just amazing. He was beautiful. I love this one. I made a couple different ones of that as well. And then we made the large standing wizard, and I was so thrilled with how much response I got from him. He was beautiful, and to know that everyone else loved him as much as I did just made me so happy. Yeah, he was definitely a favorite as well. And then was the start of the pumpkin pie gnomes. So this little guy had a pumpkin pie, and we made him by recycling a cup from Wendy's, which I love. And we made a pumpkin pie for him with a little joint compound for his whipped cream on top. And then we made a gnome in a pie. He was so sweet. I did make a lot of variations of this one as well. He was a big hit this Thanksgiving. So a lot of different pumpkin pie gnomes were made. We had gnomes with pies and gnomes in pies and all kinds of gnome pies. And then we did the gnome tower as well. For Thanksgiving. This one was really sweet, and we did a quick gnome wreath for Thanksgiving. Again, there were a lot of Thanksgiving gnomes, a couple little toilet paper ones I made. And we did an Oktoberfest gnome. I really enjoyed making this one as well. He was really fun. Cute little guy with his little lederhosen on. And then we moved on to Halloween, and we kicked off Halloween with this adorable little witch that hung on the wall. She had the cute little clay booties that we made, and the beautiful broom that we made for her to sit on. I really love this one. I made a lot of witches, but she was definitely one of my favorites. This was a large good witch that I made. And then I made some, these were out of toilet paper tubes as well. These were little witches. They were really sweet. A candy corn gnome was made for Halloween as well. Again, lots of different Halloween gnomes. And then I had someone ask me to make them a Dumbledore. And this was a challenge, but so exciting. I really enjoyed making this one. I used a bleach container for his body. Some empty ribbon spools were used for the legs and the boots for him. I made him a little kind of top hat as well with some tassels on it. His coat, oh, he was just, there was a lot to him as well, but he was really awesome when he was done. I love this guy. I only got videos of parts of it. This is why I never showed you guys the tutorial for it. We'll have to do another one day, hopefully. And then I made a happy birthday gnome for someone as well. This little guy lit up. I made him out of a jar so you could put lights in him. He was so cute. I loved how he turned out. We made his little hat look like a cake. Just so sweet. And then we did a tutorial on the breast cancer light up gnome. She was really cute too. Started off Christmas gnomes with our little cute little fairy gnomes made out of toilet paper tubes. And then we made a beautiful white Christmas gnome. Again, we needed to give him a top hat because we can't do Christmas without some top hats in there. And from there, I did make so many Christmas gnomes this year. They were just coming out in factory lines, it seemed like. And a lot of top hats. Lots of top hats went out. I love the top hat gnomes, as you know, and the Christmas ones were just so beautiful. I had a lot of fun with these guys this Christmas. So many different colors and variations you can do. And then we did some, of course, with just our pointy hats as well. We had some sitting ones for Christmas, and we had standing. And I really found that the buffalo plaid was very popular this year. Everybody wanted buffalo plaid gnomes, and I made a lot of those. The little reindeer gnome, he was really cute too. Some hot chocolate gnomes. All kinds of Christmas gnomes. These are my large standing gnomes, so these ones are all large ones that were done for Christmas. And then I made some Christmas wreaths as well. And then we made Christmas Mickeys. These were again a big hit. So I did make quite a few different variations of this one. They were so sweet and fairly simple to make as well. Hands and noses out of polymer clay. We made a mini one even. And then for New Year's, we made this cute Champagne Wishes with Gnome Kisses guy. I loved how he turned out. He was a lot of fun to make as well. It's always fun to do something a little different. A little out of the box. And of course, a sparkly top hat, that just makes everything good, right? I did do another candy arrangement for New Year's as well. This one's a little different. And then we start on our Valentine's ones with There Is No One Better, our cute little sharing couple, another couple that I had made. And this is definitely a favorite, of course. The one I made with the help of my husband, so it is always going to be a favorite. I love the job he did on the trees for me. He did such a great job. There was such beautiful trees to work with. Just made our gnomes extra special by having these cute little trees. And then we made our hot air balloon gnome. Again, so sweet. Couple variations on that I made as well. You can do so much with these. And then we just made some stash jar gnomes for Valentine's. And so many more. This was my favorite. This one I actually made for myself. I don't do that often. But then we did make some more top hat gnomes for Valentine's in all different colors. You don't have to stick with your traditional colors. Just have fun with it all. Some candy arrangement gnomes. And then a gnome wreath. And then this is just some of random ones I did just to finish off the year. These are some newer ones. This was a knitted hat guy. He is really cute with his little jammies on. A request for a Harley Davidson gnome I had made. I was really happy with how he turned out as well. And the hippie gnomes. We're going to be doing more of these because I love the hippie gnomes. They're just so cute. And a cool little rocker chick. And now we're going to start playing with some coffee gnomes. So this is a sneak peek of what is coming up. I'm so excited to share that with you. So make sure you check back soon for those. Well, there it is. That was our Year of Gnomes. It is hard to pick, but I know I do have a favorite. Do you have a favorite? Is there one that you want to know more about that maybe I didn't explain enough for you? Please leave me some feedback. I love to hear from you guys, and I look forward to another Year of Gnomes with you. I have so many more ideas I can't wait to share with you guys. So make sure to subscribe and click the bell. You don't want to miss any of those. So thanks again so much for all your support, guys. I couldn't do it without you. I am so grateful. So thanks again, and until our next creation, love to all.